finally finished film school that I started 4 years ago. I know. Serious case of procrastination. But wow, what a journey it has been. I remember when I first got into it, I felt a confirmation from God that I should do it. But as soon as I started, challenges started too. I was so excited at first, but as I started, the network started to act up. It was slow and I couldn't watch the videos as fast as I should because they kept buffering and all of that. It was a nightmare. So I slowly got demoralized. I never even thought about maybe skipping the videos and going to the next level. I just felt I need to finish this video, watch the video that we were given to watch, because it was an online film school. So I wouldn't move on for weeks, and weeks turned to months, and months turned to years. So I'd do a little bit at a time, and that was really, really, really bad. After the first few videos didn't play, I decided I wanted to do a documentary. You had to decide whether you wanted to do a documentary or a short film. So my initial plan was to do a documentary. And guess what? Because of all my delaying and procrastinating, the man that I had planned to document died. He died. I still can't believe it because it was going to be such a wonderful, swell documentary. It was about a milkman in Lubate, a town in Botswana, and he apparently was well known the whole time. He always went on his bicycle, so he would carry the milk on his bicycle and delivered it into the different workplaces. And he did this, he was in his old age, so young people knew him, they grew up knowing him. And so one day he passed on, and he passed on by being killed. It was tragic. I couldn't believe it. I felt personally attacked. I just couldn't believe it. I was gonna name my documentary Unsung Heroes, but yeah, I got so discouraged because at that point I had to now change from making a documentary to a short film, and I had never really been passionate about short films or making films rather, where you write a script. It's like a drama series or something like that. So it was quite a challenge. Coming up with a script took me months because I just didn't have the passion for it, the drive for it. I didn't know where to start, but I finally came up with a script, and this is the script that you see today, the film that I've linked down below in the description bar. That's the script. I must say it turned out really, really good. But yeah, after writing the script, what came now was having to do all the assignments in between. Yeah, I dragged out. I really dragged. I didn't do it as efficiently as I should have. And so even finding the actors, I literally felt led to a specific 2 actors, but then COVID struck and I couldn't do my film at the time that I wanted to do it. And then when COVID was over, like when I wanted to film this year, my actors were nowhere to be found. One of them was not well enough to film. The other wasn't responsive to my calls. So I had to find alternative actors. Now, the other thing that kept me delaying was that I thought it was going to be so expensive, beyond my budget, beyond what I could manage. But the thing with fear or assumptions, they are usually wrong. Because when you assume something, it's usually based on just false false assumptions. False assumptions. Like your fear is usually based on false assumptions. So it turns out I actually just did this thing, and it turned out to be much cheaper than I would have thought, because as God would have it, I met a film company that was willing to do this for free. I also had a drama group join in that did this for free. It's just gonna be upon me to thank them somehow with a little bit of cash when I can, but they really did want to do it for free. They were willing to do it for free, and so they did. And these are the actors, the wonderful actors, and the wonderful film company that assisted. This is a product of our work. And I think one of the things that really kept me pushing, like how did I even manage to push through? The main thing was I knew I needed to finish it if I was to have free mental space, if I was to be able to move on to other projects that I felt God was leading me to do. I knew I couldn't move on to the next thing without finishing this one thing. And the other reason that really pushed me to finish was just feeling embarrassed. 4 years. This course was supposed to take 6 months to a year. I took 4 years. And I felt like those white people are gonna think these Africans are so lazy. I literally had to redeem us. Okay? I had to redeem the Africans, okay? Because we do work hard, we do. So, and again, that was just probably in my head as well. But I just had to get up and do it. And amazingly, one of the times that I was, there was a time I had COVID back in September 2020. I remember, because I didn't fall sick. Like I wasn't, so sick that I couldn't do anything. I remember that was the time that I did the most of my work. There was something that had been pending that I needed to do, one of the modules that I needed to do, but I had been really just delaying to do it. But during the time I was in my room in isolation, I kid you not, I did so much work, amazingly. The other time that I remember doing a lot of work was during the time I was fasting for like 3 days, no food. I did a lot of work. Wow. So this journey has been quite interesting for me, but above all, I think my biggest takeaway is that don't be discouraged even when it takes so long. Just go to the finish line, especially if it matters that much to you. The other thing is, don't make assumptions about cost, because it might turn out to be much cheaper than you thought. The biggest takeaway though must be that God can give you ideas, but you are the person to make them happen. He can give you brilliant ideas, but if you don't make them happen, they literally will sit there. They'll stare at you. So it's really upon us to make the vision of God happen on this earth. We have to work. We have to do it. We have to push through. It's not going to be easy, but just because it's not easy doesn't mean it can't be done. It has to be done hard. It has to be done. And then the other thing that's a takeaway for me is God does make things work together for good. I saw this literally come together in ways that I could never have imagined. And all the little fears that I had just melted away. He made things work together for good. The actors that I thought were going to be with me in the first plan, they didn't come on board. But then the actors that I got in the end were really brilliant and made the script to come to life in ways that I just could never have imagined. It was amazing. It was amazing at the end. And I'm so thankful to God for that. I'm so happy I am done. I'm so done. Finishing feels so good. I am so happy. I'm so happy. Welcome to my graduation.
Wow.
These are true actors. Gonna pass through this water.
I hope there's no like
You thought
Bill has your.
Ah. Tareka.
Yeah, but it's our 1 second, right?
Are rolling and action.
Nakira behind the scenes.
And action.
nka se kgone tla rata kopa o ntshwarelle beke e na le mesetangwana le mašhe
And so, ladies and gentlemen, I have put up a link to the film that I made as a film school student of Lights Film School in the description below. I hope you enjoy it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. See you again soon.